Hey, guess what? It's Valentine's Day. It's February 14th, and it's 2017. I wanted to tell you about this car here today because it's kind of funny. It's Valentine's Day. My wife's taking the film. When I bought this originally, I said it was going to be for her, and I was going to fix it all up. That was 21 years ago. No kidding, 1996 I bought this. And it's a little kind of interesting story as to how I came about it. We used to have a store down in St. Mary's, Georgia, and that's like about a 100-mile ride from where we live right now. And I come home from the store that night, and I get home and I hit the TV, and you got that History Channel's doing their car series, and the show's about, that particular episode's called The Little Car That Wouldn't Quit. And it was about the Studebaker Avanti. This is an original. This is an 89, like Avanti 2 was made in Ohio. It was the last place that they made them. They're making them again now, but I don't know how many they've made, and they're outrageously priced, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So I come home, and there's this TV show, The Little Car That Wouldn't Quit, and I always wanted one of these. And I think I said in another video that people all love Corvettes, but somehow I like this. The first time I saw one of these was when I was 12 years old, and me and my friends were on our way to school, and we'd stop at the store called Angie's. This is up in Columbian Square in Weymouth, Massachusetts. And they'd stop there in the morning on the way to school to smoke a cigarette and drink a Coke. That was how you started the day off when I was a kid. At least that's how me and my friends did it on the way to school. And we see this white Avanti coming through Columbian Square, and the guy pulled up, parked in front of Angie's, and got out, and it was a Green Beret guy. He was in his dress uniform with, his boots and pants bloused and all that. And we thought, this is when the Green Beret was pretty new, and to us, they were the baddest ass people on the planet. We all looked at this guy and like, wow, he's got to be the toughest guy in the world. And we're looking at his car, and it was so awesome. It had a really nice rumble sound to it. And after that, I said, I want one of them cars. I want one of them cars. But they, Studebaker went out of business, of course, and I never acquired one. I get home and I turn on that show, The Little Car That Wouldn't Quit, not even planning to watch it. I didn't know it would be on it. So I says, man, I want one of them cars. I want one of them cars. And I'm going to get one. And then the next day, I'm leaving that place again, the store we had down there, and I'm driving, and I see this car go by me. It was dark, it was nighttime, and I thought, what am I seeing things? I only caught a little bit of that show on the History Channel, but enough to inspire me to want to get one. The next day, this goes flying by me down in St. Mary's, and I says, that can't be an Avanti, though, because it was a convertible, and they didn't make convertibles. I didn't know. I only caught a little bit of that show, so I didn't know really what the history was. That I thought that 63 and 64 was the only 2 years they made them, and they didn't make convertibles. But I followed the car anyways, and I finally said, that is an Avanti. And the car pulls up and stops, and I pull up next to it, and this woman gets out of the car, and I says, I'm not following you. I really like that car, and I didn't know they had convertibles. She says, you want to buy it? I'm like, yeah. How much you want for it? She says, I don't know. She says, you come and see me here tomorrow at the same time, and we'll talk about it. And so her and me, I did go see her, and we got talking, and she said she wanted to get rid of it. She was having a lot of trouble with it, had a lot of problems. She hadn't taken good care of it. But she was going to try to trade it in towards a trade in a new car. And she did go to a couple dealerships, and they wouldn't give her anything for it. And I don't even understand that. But so I wound up buying it from her, and this is what's weird about it. She wound up with this car because her husband, she was married, she's from Baltimore. I don't know how many people have owned the car, but her husband was wrongfully shot by the cops up there, and he was left paralyzed from the waist down. And they settled him. He got a ton of money, she said. And then he just kind of went crazy buying cars. And she said that she couldn't take it anymore because he changed so much after getting paralyzed like that. So she just wanted out of the marriage, and she divorced him. And she said she didn't want anything. She just wanted one car so she could leave, because she had a brother that was stationed down there at the Navy sub base. And so that's how she wound up down there with this particular car. And then I bought it from her, and like I said, that's like 21 years ago. And the car's been sitting here ever since. And when I bought it, it probably had like 72,000 miles on it. And I just looked at the odometer. It's got 73,565 miles. I put maybe about 1,500 miles on it in the last 21 years. And a few good trips, but mostly just little trips. And I've been so busy with all these other projects, I've never gotten to it. And here I am now, 21 years later, and my wife's saying, when am I going to get to drive the car? So I think it's time I get to working on it. And because the car's got tons of little issues, and I want to do a video. We're going to do one maybe today, because I've had trouble with this thing running. It's, you know, it ran great when I got it, but over the years, and it's sitting, and the thing would start up. It got to the point where it starts up, but she doesn't want to idle. And in the process, when you start it up and run it, she'll start up, but then she won't run good. You just stay there. And she'll start the idle will go down, and she'll want to conk out. And so I'm on YouTube, and I'm looking, and they say throw one of these things in, and it's the EGR valve, which I did. And when I put it in, it did run a little better. I got a new one in here, and this is the old one. I think this still works. You know, you can plunge it up and down, and it looks like it's probably okay. But it does run better since I put one of these in, but it still hasn't cured the problem. And what's weird is when you start this thing up, I'm going to start up. Let's hope she starts. She'll idle. Up, she conked out. She'll usually idle, see? Now you see she's running okay. Sounds okay, she's warming up. But in a little bit, she'll start to want to stutter and conk out. And so when it gets to that point, I have to keep hitting the gas pedal, vroom, 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 to keep her running. And initially, before I put the EGR valve in, it would keep doing that till that temperature gauge reached 160 degrees. It would hit 160, and you could see, you know, by the gauge, thermostat had opened up, and then the gauge would drop back down, and then it would start to smooth out and run okay. But not quite. You still have to keep playing with it. But after I put the EGR valve in, it now will smooth out better and faster before it hits 160 degrees. Right now it's running okay. Watch it make a liar out of me. But if it stays true to form, in a little bit she's going to start to not want to idle. So then I get back on YouTube and I'm looking, and they said, I can't remember the name of this stuff, but I bought parts, and let's see if I can show you. Because there's a thing in here that actually has something to do with it. These cars, the thermostat, it's not like an old car. That's all I really know how to work on is old cars. They got thermostat in this thing. I guess it's got some kind of electrical contact that has
1 minute to go.
My wife says we got a minute to go, so we're going to cancel it out right here. I'm going to start part 2 in a minute.